Hey guys, we live. It's 7 o'clock as promised. I am here on this Friday. How y'all doing? I don't have nothing to do, so we gonna talk about it right here on Facebook Live. So I'm gonna give just a few minutes for a couple of people to come on in, or just say hello, or just, I don't know. I can't see anybody, so if I see you, I see you. If I don't, I don't. I see you when I see you, and it's all love. Glad to be here. Glad to spend this little time with you guys. We won't be long today because, yeah, we just won't be long today. But we're going to talk about it today. So let's talk about it. Give you a few minutes. Come on in. Got my notes here today because I don't want to forget too much of anything. You guys can come back and catch the live. We're gonna talk about a few things, and then I'm in with a few little tips to kind of help you if you're struggling in certain areas. This is what it is. We here to help, want to share, want to have a good time on this Friday if you're not doing nothing. So chime in, say hello, and let me know that you're here. I see 3 people watching, but I don't know who you are because you haven't said hello. But hello, or send a heart, or not, or maybe, I don't know. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. I used to have the time up here, but that's not giving me the time, and it's 7:02, so I'm gonna give you one more minute to get a couple of more eyes going, and then we'll see what's happening. Say slow connection, I don't know. I'm always in the far corner of my house. I don't know. I hope it don't buffer out. I hope that it connects really well in this corner. That's my goal. So hi everyone. One more minute. It's still 7:02. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hot topic. All right, 7:03. Here we go. Hot topic of the week. We're talking about the Diddy video, Diddy documentary that was done by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Has literally exposed the devil. Not Diddy himself, but just the workings of evil, like and how it starts from voids in a person's life. And this is just a down spiral of what evil does and how it just wreak havoc in your life over time. It's the setup. And in the moment, because of the voids that we have, we don't see them. And I just think because of the voids, from what I saw from my analytical eyes, this thing attached itself to this kid early on in life, to where it just manifests bigger and bigger and bigger until it got so big that it was untamable. And it at some point it has to come to a head. And so I think that is what we are witnessing with this situation all the way together. And so yeah, you know, this is a lesson learned. You should be able to take from this documentary something that will inspire you to possibly change and treat people with respect and honor and do right by people, because that is the way that we should do and conduct ourselves. It will come back. Karma does not have no perspective person, regardless of color, regardless of money, regardless of status. It just don't. Karma is gonna knock at your door. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back. That is the laws of the land. That is the laws of the universe. If you want to be spiritual, what you will reap, what you sow. So they run simultaneously. So you pick whichever you want to believe. But yeah, you reap what you sow. And I'm gonna tell you something about that that evil spirit and that demonic thing that takes over us in times and in moments. It wreaks havoc. It wreaks havoc. And you going to pay. You gonna pay at some point. You may think you're getting away with it because the human eyes does not see, but the all-seeing God sees everything, and it is, you're gonna pay at some point. So just move as righteous as you possibly can. Voids. I saw a kid who had a void from the beginning. This is me. I saw a kid who had a void, lack of father. That's huge. It's so much attached to that image and that relationship with boy to father. And that's why fathers are super important in the home. And not just any father though, but a healed father. Because a healed father sets the tone for the home and the tone for the young man to follow. Okay? How that healed father loves on the mom, the boy watches, and he intends to love on his spouse as such. If he saw mama not getting love and dad not being around and struggle love, then he what he's gonna think of other women, he's gonna expect them to struggle too. So it is important and imperative that our men heal and our men be fathers and present in our young men's lives. If you didn't get that from watching that docu, I don't know what lens you are looking from, but that's one thing that I got from it very early on the docu, was that lack of father, lack of father figure, lack of identity through my father. Young boys grab their identity from their fathers when their fathers are present. That's how the structure is supposed to go. But when father is not there, then the young man is pretty much kind of like grasping for straws on how to be this thing called man, and which manhood do I attach myself to in this world. And so in that instance, the essence of dad being a street dude, being around pimps and players and being exposed to that early on, that thing attached itself to that child through grooming, in a sense, and how that child was reared and groomed. It attached itself early on, and it just grew. It just grew bigger, and it grew bigger. From the very time, I think there was some innocence in a sense, and some genuine just wanting to be successful in the beginning, before the tragedy at the college basketball game. I think that there was some genuine innocence still left in him at that age, of really just wanting to be successful and really just wanting to get into the business, and had a genuine heart. But I think that particular incident, at that moment, something happened. Something transpired in that moment. And in that moment, that thing became huge. And when that thing grew, it just magnified so big that we is now seeing the person that we are seeing today. So it's important that you be aware of the voids. You be aware of your voids. And I had notes to take this a whole different route, but I'm just gonna be led to what it is, because I don't want to bash anybody, and I don't want to judge anyone, because we all fall short, and I was convicted, so I'm a also leave that there. I am praying for righteousness to prevail, period. Regardless of what the situation is or the circumstances is or who it is, righteous side is the side that I am on. And if you love God truly in your heart and believe truly in your heart, then you will also be in that same room of righteousness, of wanting righteousness, right? Without bias, because it's not how you feel, it's what's right before God. So in that sense, I just I get it. I think that there is a lot of lessons to be learned from this, so that we could tighten up in areas with our families, making sure that we are careful of what we are exposing our kids to and the behaviors that we are indulging in, even as believers. Make sure you are aware of your voids, because that's where evil creeps in. Evil cannot, and I'm gonna leave you with this, because I ain't gonna leave in this moment, but I'm gonna leave this with you. I go through so much when I share, because they don't like that. They don't like when I share knowledge with you guys that is, I guess, tangible, or that is kind of maybe helping somebody or breaking the code. I don't know, but I get that. I get attacked a lot, and it's okay, because it's not. It is okay because of the power of the Most High God. Hallelujah. Thank you. But at the end of the day, evil cannot happen unless you give it permission to. The fight is the fight for this human suit. I say this all the time. I don't know if I've said it on Facebook, but I'm gonna tell you now. That's the code. The code is it wants possession of this human suit, so it can carry out the deeds of evil on this earth. Period. If it get possession of this human flesh, this human suit, right? Because we are a spiritual being having a physical experience. Spiritual being having a physical experience, right? It wants possession of this human suit. And it can only get possession of the human suit when you allow it in. It gets in through the voids, right? Okay, and I'm going to give you an example. Say you have a void, of financial void, and you need something right away. We need money to live, in a sense, right? You have a financial void. You may find yourself doing things that you wouldn't normally do for money to fill that void. You may do things that go against God to fill this void for that money. Okay? Whether it's I'll be so reluctant, because I don't want to hurt nobody, and I don't want to step on nobody's toes. But you can't lay with the man because he is with the money. Okay? You can't be with the woman because she's making the money. And that's your void. It's a financial void. And so sin creeps in. And I promise you, sin comes to pay. I don't care. You're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for it. Even even when you try to take it and make it right, it may create the payment. The payment comes. Even when you think you can hide it, God sees all. The payment comes. So do it right. Do it right. Do it right the first time. That's why he give us these instructions, and he said, if you do it my way, the burdens are easy. My yoke is light. My yoke is easy. Burdens is light. That's what he said. My yoke is easy. Burdens is light. I mean, you do it my way, it's easier. The burdens, you're not gonna not have burdens, but they'll be light. Why they'll be light? Because you'll have me to walk you through this thing, right? And that's a tough thing. People think that, you know, this is an easy walk. It's not easy. It's not easy. Especially when you share, because you have to go through it. When you share, for real, they don't, it's like it don't like when you come against darkness, because darkness likes to stay in its place and be dark. When you shine light on darkness, they don't like that. They like to stay in the dark. And some people get mad about that, and some people be glad that they able to, somebody might have hit a light bulb and ding, I'm coming out of the darkness because into the marvelous light, just because of something someone poured into you or said to you that turned on a light bulb or helped you get through a certain situation. So when someone told me some things and it was like, dang, that's good, then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna share it with you, right? And that's what I'm here for. So whatever voids you have on the inside, that's where he likes to creep in at. If you void of love, right, you might find yourself looking for a mate and then getting caught up with a narcissist or someone that don't even believe what you believe, or trapped a familiar spirit, all because of the void of being loved. You have to understand your voids. What am I lacking? What am I lacking? And depend on God in those areas, like, for real. I mean, it's so evident. When I heard it, it was like, man, that makes sense. That is the void. You operate from your voids, period, point blank. Whether it's frustration, even if you think about it, when you're frustrated with your day, you go home, you operate from your void. I'm tired, I haven't gotten a lot of rest. You tend to operate from the void of being tired. Even in that moment when you short and snappy, why am I doing it? Ask a quality question. Why am I so snappy? What void do I have in this moment that's causing me to be this way? If it's not lining up with the word of the Lord, like, for real. Even our decision making, how we feel about others, come from a void. If you have a lack or a void, you're going to look at somebody else's situation and be like, you know, from that void. So make sure you are paying attention to your voids. That's how he liked to creep in. Another thing, do not take for granted. I'm sorry about that. I was reading. I'm sorry. Do not take for granted the small things that you are afforded every day. Sometimes we can get so boggled down by the things that we don't have and we are aspiring to have, that we tend not to be grateful for the little small things. Also, give grace and mercy, right? Give grace and mercy. Forgiveness is so important for your growth. I can't stress that enough. It's hard, and I know it gets hard, and you sometimes you be thinking you forgiven and you not. You not. You don't be forgiven. I realized that today. I'm like, oh, I forgive. No, you really haven't. You really haven't. And how I'm gonna tell you, if you know that you truly forgave someone, and you, then they don't have to do anything for your forgiveness. For example, you know how we be like, somebody do something wrong to you and be like, yeah, if they do so and so, then yeah, we'll be all right. I'll give them grace. I'll give them mercy. Yeah, if they do A, B, C, and D, I'll give them grace. I'll give them mercy. But yet, you'll say that while you're basking in the grace and the mercy of the Most High God freely, without having to do anything but do Him. So the same grace and mercy that you are basking in, you expect other people to jump through hoops and hurdles to gain your mercy and grace back. Nah, just give them the same grace and mercy that God has given to you. I know, and that's difficult, but that's how you know that you have forgiven that person. When you can just give it to them without them having to go through nothing to get it. Just like God do for you. That's when you know you truly forgave them. That's when you know that you've grown. Okay? So that's how you check yourself. Do a self-check. Do a self-check. If this person that I am really saying that I forgave, am I, do they got to go through hoops and hurdles for my grace and my mercy? I'm not saying you have to give them access, because you don't have to give them access, but you do have to give them forgiveness. It's not for them, it's for you. When you hold on or cause this person to be like, yeah, they have to go through hoops and loops, that's a void. You speaking from a void somewhere. You speaking from a void somewhere, and you have to be able to relinquish that freely. Like, just like you basking in the mercy and grace yourself. It's the same thing. God is also the God to the villain as He is the victim. Okay? He is the God to the villain as He is the victim. And so the villain has the opportunity until he comes back for judgment to gain forgiveness. Period. Point blank. And so we should always be willing to extend grace and mercy, as it is always being extended to us from the time we open up our eyes. So that's how you know. That's how you do the self-check. The self-check is, can I give this forgiveness freely without this person have to do anything for it? They don't have to apologize. They don't have to jump through hoops and loops. Any of that. Can you give it freely? And then that's when you know that you have apologized. I mean, that you have truly forgiven that person. It's hard. And I was just convicted of that myself, like real talk. I was just convicted of that because I thought that I truly forgave. I thought I truly forgave somebody, and I really didn't, because I was like, nope, not until they do so and so, and then I'll do whatever. And I was like convicted in my spirit, like, no. When I heard it, I was like, oh man, that's you. That's you. And so I literally had to ask God, like, help me with that, with this person. Help me to be able to just give it freely without no hoops nothing to go through. And just help me with that. And when I asked God to do that, my heart started to soften towards them. It started to soften. And then the more that I was like, okay. And not only that, it just released something. It just kind of released something here. And I was like, okay. So yeah, and all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask, and it will be given unto you if you are trying to move in a righteous direction. So with that too, I'm going to give you this. We have 3 ages. Your spirit have an age, and a lot of us is very old in our spirit. Like, our spirit is super wise. Like, you could probably preach a sermon. Like, you know so much. Your spirit is so full that, you know, from going to church and what you know, your spirit is old, right? You have a spirit age. You have a soul age. Yeah, you have a soul age, and you have a physical age, which that's, you know, our bodies. We go through this thing that we age every day. Every year when we go around the sun, you can physically see the aging happening on your body and in your joints. So you have 3 ages that you need to be aware of, okay? And these 3 ages need to grow simultaneously. But in most cases, they grow at different heights and different levels. Okay, so most of us, you know, if you're a believer, and you've been believing for a long time, you might have a old spirit age. I know I do. My spirit age is severely old. It is severely old. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in the power of laying hands, because I have literally seen miracles. Like, literally seen miracles. I've seen family members who could not walk, in the power of God, serving the Lord, being faithful to the Lord, being able to walk after praying and laying on hands and just believing, literally being able to walk. As soon as they lost their faith, soon as they went back to the streets, they ended up back in that wheelchair, back in that bondage that they were in. And so I've seen the power of the Most High God. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people get healed from mental illness, from prayer and fasting. I've seen that in my own eyes. Like, I've seen it. So I've seen people come off the streets from drug addictions with no meetings, clean and sober. I've seen the power of the Most High God. I know the power of my grandmother's prayers. You understand me? I've seen the power of her prayers. So I know what this thing is. So you have a spirit age, okay? And I know my spirit age is old. I know the power of prayer and manifestation of the Most High God and the aid of the Holy Spirit and laying of the hands and the believing of the saints. I've seen it. I've seen it. So have I seen people like, you know, you call and get the holy water? No. Not that type of thing. But no, seriously. No, but seriously though, over a course of time and believing that people was healed because they believed that they were healed, and then going off to college and believing and knowing that even psychologically, the mind has the power to heal the body. So even in that in itself, spirit age, okay? Then you have a soul age, okay? Soul is where your will and emotions and feelings is housed. Okay? So that's a different age. Soul age. Your will, your emotion, and your mind. Okay? Your will, your emotion, and your mind is housed in your soul. It is your soul age. And then I'm going to get back to the soul. And then you have your physical age. That's the age of which, you know, we, live and have our birthday and we celebrate how many years around the sun and all of that. And yeah, so you have 3 ages. Spirit age, mine is very, very, very old. And then you have a soul age, and then you have a physical age. And my physical age is, we're getting there, but I still, I like, hey, I'm what it is. My soul age, though, I want to say is not as old as my spirit age. However, it is close. It is close, I do believe, because it's always been a will tied into my emotions, but just not quite the mind until my older age, right? always been my will. I love church more than I love going to school. So it's always been my will to serve God. Always been my will. And so I find that it's not that people don't love God. Because I used to be like, they don't love God. If you love it. It is your soul age is still young. Your spirit age may be old. You go to church, you know the word. But when it come down to doing the word, we struggle. That's because your soul age is still undeveloped. It's still young. Your will, your emotions, your mind is still functioning as a child. It's not lining up with the spirit age. The spirit is going to churches or going in the word, is getting this word, but it's not applying the word. So the soul don't grow. Your will ain't lining up. Your emotions is not like, if your will ain't lining up, your emotions is not lining up because the will ain't lining up. Your will got to line up first. Your emotions is your will. If I'm gonna do good, I'm gonna feel good about doing good. If I'm doing bad, then my emotions may feel bad, and I may even feel good if that's what I'm out to do. If doing bad makes me feel good, my emotions is going to be attached to my will. And my will is basically my mind. The mindset. Do I even have the mind to want to do God? Like, is that my mind and my emotion? I mean, when you look at Exhibit A, what didn't have the mind, the will, and the emotions wasn't there to do the right thing. Period. And that's what you have to ask yourself. Do I have the mind? How old is my soul? How old is my spirit? How old is we know how old your physical age is, okay? But how old is my soul? Is my soul grown enough to where I can do the right thing? Because that's really what it's about. That's really what it's about. Okay? That's really what it's about. You could be 40 in spiritual age, but 14 in your soul. I'm going to say that one more time. You could be 40 in your spiritual age and 14 in your soul. Which makes you underdeveloped. That blew my mind. It messed me up. I was like, wow, that's a great way. That's a great way to so I'm sharing it with you. I'm sharing it with you. Like, that was deep. That was deep. That was deep. That was deep. When your needs are not met. When your needs are not met, you tend to dabble in sinful acts or behaviors. Your needs most often overrides God's promises. Wow, that was deep. I was like, what? Yeah, overrides God's provisions. You don't wait for God. You just like, go. Oh, I need this money. Let me go. I gotta get to it. It overrides God's provisions. You don't even give him the opportunity to provide for you. You feeling lustful, right? You feeling lustful? I'm going to override God's provisions to get me out of this lust. I'm going to go on and take care of it. You're going to either take care of it yourself, or you're going to call somebody up and you're going to let them take care of it, because it's a void. It's a void. It's a void. It's a void. I'm telling you, so you can quit letting him run over you. Quit letting him run. Quit letting him run. I'm not only speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to it's coming right back here, because faith cometh by hearing, and hearing what? The word of God, the word of truth, the word of empowerment. And that's what he want to do. He want to keep you from knowing that you have the power. You do, over this human suit. You do. You decide what comes in. You have the power over you. It's a whole thing. We too busy trying to control other people, and we not able to control us. You gotta have self-control. And I'm gonna tell you this: when people can't control themselves, they'll try to control others, as a sense of, I'm powerful. But the real power comes when you can control yourself. When you have self-control, that's the real true power of a human being. Real talk. When you can control yourself and not try to control others, that's when that's when you win it. Like real talk. That's when you win it. It's not controlling someone else. That's superficial power. You can't really control nobody. That's somebody giving you control. And do you really want to control somebody else? Some people do. I mean, that's how they live their life, off of controlling others, because it masks the fact that they have no self-control, period, point blank. The fruit of the Spirit is self-control, not controlling others. Control ain't even in leadership. And men be like, I need to lead, I got to control you. It's not in leadership. It's nowhere in leadership. I've been in leadership. It's not. I'm a born leader. I worked as a leader. It's not in leadership. Being able to delegate control. Being able to delegate control is the best leadership that you can have. Make people want to work with you, work for you longer. They'll work harder for you because you let them work in the areas which they are strong in. And you don't got to be watching all over them, and they will produce for you because you have given them the room to grow and shine. We don't get that though. That's why I can still work with people that has worked with me and for me, want to work with me and for me today. If I open up anything and I need to hire somebody, anybody that I've worked with or have worked for me will come and work for me, hands down. Period. I get it all the time. I'm still friends with some of my staff. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's so simple, but that's being able to relinquish control. But because I have control of self, you can do that. You can do that. I don't have to control nobody else. I'm trying to master control in this human suit right here. Making sure that don't no evil get up in here and have me out here clowning out, spazzing out, right? Treating people wrong, talking to people crazy. Because I'm got some voids I need to fill, right? I feel abandoned. I'm going to try to, I'm going to go along with whatever feels good for me to fit in and get in, because I'm abandoned and I need sense of belonging. So I'm a get in where I fit in. Why? Because it feels a void. Okay? It feels a void. I'm going to go home, I'm going to have a drink or a smoke, because I need to relax. It's feeling a void. It's feeling a void. A void of what? Of peace and calm, when he should be my peace. He should be my calm. He wants us to go to him for everything. I know that's weird, but he do. Every step of the way, he wants you to be seeking him and trusting him to guide you in every moment. Especially as men, like, we need that. The most attractive thing is for you to pray for your woman. Or pray with your wife. I ain't gonna even say woman, because you shouldn't even be seeking a woman. You should be seeking a wife. And the devil got y'all so scared and so fearful, and the scales just concrete on your eyes because you so stiff-necked and just can't see the blessings that God has for you, but you keep wanting to reap the benefits, and vice versa. Like, girls, I know we got these babies, and I hope we tighten up, but set your standards higher. You birthing whole human beings for somebody. That is the most honorable thing you can do. That is the most, that is an honor. That ain't something you just do because you done got caught up. And I know I'm guilty. That's why I'm telling you. You pay for that. You pay for it. Ain't nobody being real. They ain't coming back. They ain't telling y'all. They ain't telling y'all. Y'all pay for that. Whether you have hardships with your kid later on down in life, you pay for that mess. You pay for it. I love every last one of my children. I do. But I'm going to keep it a buck real with y'all. You going to pay for that sin. Whoever you land up with, you pay for that. It comes back. That stuff comes back. It says the grapes that the father eats rots the teeth of the children. That means the sin that is embedded in the father. DNA, generational curses down to the child. And the child is part of you and the dad. Not including the things that you going through in your child rearing. Now the dad ain't there. And so you rearing this child to be, back to Puffy Comb, same thing. You're rearing this child to be this image of a man that you, not God, but you wanted him to be. And this becomes the result of these things. What you expose them to. It all comes full circle. It's like once you see, you can see. You be like, wow, you know, wow. So we have to be careful of the voids. Start getting in tune with your star player, which is yourself. On the heels of Cat Williams, when he say that, get in tune with your star player. That was something that resonated with me. You know what? You right. I am my star player. I hope that you are too. That means love yourself. First off, you can't love nobody if you don't know how to love yourself. Now I'm gonna tell you how insane this is. You don't know how to love yourself, right? But you expect somebody else to love you. If I could turn around on this chair and I mess my knee up, I would. I'd turn around on you. Right on that. I'm going to say it one more time. You don't know how to love yourself, but you expect somebody else to love you. And it's a lot of people that don't love themselves. And I want you to learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself. You are beautiful. You know what? You are created by the Most High. And I'm going to say this. Everybody's chosen. Everybody's chosen. Through Jesus Christ, everybody is chosen. He chooses us all. We have to choose him. You have to reach up, choose him. You have to choose him. He already chose you. You have to reach up, choose him. That's it. It ain't that you not chosen. People like, oh, she thinks she... It's not that you not chosen. We all are. We all are. We all are. We all are chosen. But you got to choose him. Over you. Over your spot. Over everybody. Over everything. You got to choose him. Like, for real. And I'm saying that. I say it to myself all the time. It's in my bathroom. Trust God with everything. It's on my phone. Trust God with everything. It's hard. That's why this walk, it ain't easy. People like, oh, you doing God. Oh, you such a nice... It's not easy. Especially in 2025 when HE double L hockey sticks is breaking out all everywhere. Everywhere. Everybody seem like everything is just going haywire. They're losing their mind. Everything is just being exposed. And it's like, oh, the devil is just having a field day with us. And we're sitting here buying into it. And I'm going to say this. It's people that like that. You know, they into that. They into the darkness. And that's fine. That's your choice. Because right or wrong, you have to live with it. You do. I hope that you don't. I hope that nobody perish. Because we all can do better in this thing called life. And to me, from what I've learned, he's been the way, the truth, and the light. Now, things have came in. I've even had my moments where, yes, I have questioned. But I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit have given me revelation of putting these puzzle pieces together. And that word is that word. It's the truth. It's the light. You understand? And it's what it is. It's been around longer than people think. They like to say it's, you know, European. It's not. Check out Ethiopia. Do some research. Okay? Do some research. When your soul is thirsty, as I said, your voids. When your soul is thirsty, it should only be thirsty for God to fill it. To fill the quench to fill. When it's thirsty, you may do anything because it's a void. It's a void. Submit your voice to God. Psalms 23. Okay? Read Psalms 23. Submit your voice to God. Okay? Another one I want y'all to read because I read it and it blew my mind. Just read it in its entirety. Read it in its entirety. And it is Isaiah 1, 5. It said 5 through 6, but start at 4 and just read the whole thing. Just read the whole. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be like, what? It's going to be like, what? What? Yeah. Blew my mind when it was shared with me. So that is, again, I'm going to give it to you again. Isaiah 1, starting at 4, verse 4. Read the whole thing. Read the whole thing. And then, again, to know that you can cast all your cares and everything onto the Lord. when times that you need to be, you need that void filled, read Psalms 23. Read Psalms 23. You understand me? Psalms 91, I think, is another good one. When things is coming up against you and you suffering and you kind of feel like sorrowful, Psalms 91 is good. It's either 90 or 91. But Psalms 23, that will get you through when you have when you dealing with them voids. Okay? When you have soul wounds, we tend to partner with spirits to fulfill the voids or the wounds. Okay, so again, when I have a soul wound, say for example, my soul wound is wanting to be loved, I'll partner up with familiar spirits to fill that void of wanting to be loved unknowingly. If you're not aware of your voids, that's how it creeps in. So you have to be in tune with your star player. You got to be aware of your voids. Maslow hierarchy of needs. Those are the needs. Love, actualization is the top tier ones. We know our physical needs are one. Needs of self-esteem. Yes, any one of them voids, anywhere with any one of them voids, and that is on the scientific side, okay? That is on the scientific side. On the spiritual side, read Psalms 23. And he telling you, I'll fill your void. I'll lay you down in green pastures, giving you peace. I'll fill your voids. You understand me? Psalms 23. Okay? Whenever you get, now this tripped me out because I got something coming on this one later on. And I hope that everyone support when I do. But this one, I was like, man, Lord, Holy Spirit, if you ain't showing confirmation, wherever you get your, wherever you get your identity from, is who will rule you and control you. I could spin around on that one. Wherever you get your identity from. So if your identity ain't coming from God, and that's where it should come from, and I'm learning that my I ams is lining up with God, like what? It does something. But when your identity comes from things that people have told you, look, I'm going to give you an example. I got braids in my hair right now, but I'm going to give you an example as a kid. As a kid, because my hair was not as good as a cousin's hair, okay? I was told I had bad hair. From a kid, it was always bad hair. Her hair is bad because it was short. I had bad hair. And I believed that all my life, like literally. So I ended up getting a jerry curl because my mom didn't really know how to do hair. So I ended up getting a jerry curl. So, you know, then I ended up getting a relaxer as the jerry curls kind of phased out. I ended up getting a relaxer. So I've been going to the salon for a long time. And the crazy part is the lady that was doing my hair, right, was a friend of the family. For just not wanting to put, you know, family business out there just yet. However, and so she would say, oh, her hair ain't that bad. It's just her mama don't take care of it. And so, but she would say that, but by that time I had believed that my hair was bad. So I grew up believing that because that was the identity that was placed on me about my hair, concerning my hair. So I've always thought I had bad hair until I literally went natural when I moved to Texas, and I had to be what? That was in 2008. I don't even know how old I was. Nevertheless, 30-something, 40-something. I don't know. But nevertheless, until I literally went natural and realized, like, my hair is beautiful. Like, it wasn't bad hair. Like, all this time, I literally had an identity that was placed on me from a kid concerning my hair, thinking that my hair was bad hair. And all along, it was beautiful hair. It wasn't even 4C. And I don't even think 4C hair is bad. I would like to have 4C hair. I would love to have 4C hair, but I don't. And yeah, and I was like, it's not that bad, but that is just an example of the identities that people place on you, and you wear that stuff, and before you know it, you operating in that identity. No, you have to go back to the Creator and find your identity in Him. He said you are beautiful and wonderfully made. You understand me? You are created in His image. Like what? In the image of God? In the image of God. I'm created in the image of the Most High God. Wow, what an honor. That's why Satan hates me. Oh, wow. I get it. Because I'm created in the image of God. Flex. Ow. That part. That's where you flex. That's where I'm flexing at. That part right there. So, yeah, made in His image. Right? My identity comes from Him. When your identity comes from Him, you are unstoppable. Like, period. Yeah, you're going to have people trying to dim your light. You're going to have stumbling blocks. But I promise you, if your identity is rooted in Him, you are unstoppable. Period, point blank. Even in your flaws, you are unstoppable when you know whose you are and who you are. You unstoppable, period. And if it's rooted in righteousness and rooted in the Most High God, you're unstoppable, boo. You got the DNA of the Most High flowing through your veins. What? I don't care what your parents may have created, right? But your identity is rooted in the Most High God. And I promise you, it's going to change the outlook on everything and how you move and how you groove and your blessings and everything in this earth. I promise you that. So when you get some self-love and your identity tied to the right source, right, that's when you become super powerful. Nothing can stop you. I promise you, you got more power than you know. Right? We got way more power than we operating in. And I'm here to tell you that so we can wake you up. Right? We can get you vibrating on that higher frequency. And yeah, get you operating in your power because it's been given to you. It's your inheritance. If you're a believer, right, of the Most High God, it's your inheritance. It's your inheritance. You don't have to let the devil steal your joy. Like even throughout the day, and I told you I got something coming. But you ain't gotta let the devil steal your joy. You got power over that. And it starts with your thinking. It starts with this. Thinking becomes feelings. Feelings becomes action. And if you can cast down every thought that comes up against the Most High God, you winning. I hope y'all caught that tip I just gave you. I hope you caught that gem I just gave you. If you casting down every thought that comes against the Most High God's righteousness, you winning. Period. Oh, no, if that comes against the righteousness of God, I can't do it. I can't even think it. I can't even let that thought fester in my mind, because if I let that thought fester in my mind, I'm going to start feeling some type of way. And I don't want to feel some type of way, because then I'm going to start acting ugly. And so no, let me just go on and cast that thought out in the name of Jesus, and it's like that. It must flee. Bye. Go on. Bye. If it keep trying to fester, cast it out. Every time it fester, cast it out. Every time it fester, cast it out until it stops festering. It starts with the thought. That's why he tell you that. Cast out every thought that comes up against the Most High God. Scientifically, thoughts becomes feelings, feelings becomes action. That's why he say cast out the thought. You cast out the thought, it don't make it here. It don't make it here. Okay? You cast out the thought, it don't make it here. It don't. Nope. You cast out the thought, it don't even make it here. But if you let that thought fester, it's gonna make it to your heart. And then your heart gonna start acting ugly. It's gonna start acting ugly. You're gonna start saying things and feeling things that ain't valid. It may feel right in that moment because of the situation, but it ain't valid in the kingdom. So cast out every thought that comes up against the Most High God. Give the grace and mercy that you basking in. Do a self-check. And if you do a self-check and you still can't forgive that person, you still got that lingering, nah, but this person did me wrong, then you pray on that. You continue to pray on it until you can relinquish that forgiveness freely without them having to jump through any hoops. You don't have to give them access. Don't be mistaken. Because sometimes we think forgiveness means access, and it don't. It don't mean restoration, or reconciliation, I should say. It don't mean reconciliation. It can mean restoration in a relationship with the Most High God, and having a relationship to where we cordial and I love you with the love of God, but I don't have to let you back in my orbit. I don't have to reconcile with you in that demeanor to where I give you access to me. Even if we remain friends, I might be guarded in my heart towards you until trust is rebuilt again. And that's perfectly okay, because you are human. But you can't use it to ice important people out your life. I want to say that because we only got 4 minutes, and I think this has been a good live. For example, you can't ice your parents out. That's a no-go. You can't ice your dad out, mom out. You can't ice. I mean, I know some of us have been through some tumultuous things, but you can't ice them out. You have to learn to forgive. I know that is difficult, but that is the trick of the enemy. The trick of the enemy is to keep you and your parent at odds with one another, because that becomes a void. It all starts from our childhood traumas. Speaking of trauma, I'm glad I said that word, because trauma kills the soul. Trauma cuts off the soul age where you become undeveloped, can't or struggle living out God's principles. So when trauma happens, it stifles the soul. That's where people be like, okay, you stuck at the age that the trauma happened. So if your trauma happened to you at 9 and you haven't grown, matured past that trauma, you could love the Lord, but I can't do right past my trauma, so my will and my emotion won't let me grow up. That's deep. I hope y'all got that. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. The trauma caused my soul age to be stifled, even though I know what's right. Soul age, I know what's right before God. I can't do what's right before God because I'm stifled in my soul, in my will, mind, and emotion. My will ain't got to the will to where I want to will and do the will of the Lord. I want to do my will, so I'm stifled here at 9. My will is protect me because I've been hurt, and so I ain't going to trust nobody. Jezebel spirit, like, I got you on that. I'm going to help you control everything. I'm going to help you control the whole situation so you never be hurt again. Blew my mind. I was like, oh, no. Oh. Woo! I could spin around in this chair. Yeah, that's when she creeps in. Because you've been hurt. Right? And now you want to control everything to keep from being hurt. That void. That void, instead of trusting God to heal you. I'm speaking to myself. I'm just saying, it's just what it is, right? So Jezebel creeps in. All right, flip script. I'm coming up somebody else's tree. Here we go. You commit a sin and now you shame, and you don't want nobody to know, right? Because you done something wrong. So I want to hide it. Leviathan say, I got you. Ha! I'll help you hide it, and you can keep your pride. You can walk around and keep your ego and won't nobody know. Leviathan. Yep. And every time God knocks on your heart and tell you to repent, you like, nah, don't nobody know. Don't nobody know. Shoot, if I know my problem, they gonna find out. So I'm gonna keep my pride, right? Every time them scales just tighten up. They say the skin of a serpent, his scales are so tightly woven. That's how the scales on your eyes stay. They become cemented. I was like, oh, yeah. So I'm sharing this with you guys. I'm telling you, it's real. And it's through our soul, right? Trauma. that we operate from. Lack, voids that we try to fill. I need money. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to get it. I'm not going to trust God for it. I'm feeling lonely. I'm going to go out here and fill this void. I'm going to maybe look at porn. That's a gateway. That's a gateway. Whether it's men or women. I'm going to lust over some men on TikTok, because that's a new thing. Like, that's so sickening to me. These nice gentlemen, nice looking men that the devil is using, and these women going for it. I look at the comments and like, Lord help us. They going for it. He ain't nothing but here to break people's hearts. what man will be on here and the first thing he say in communicating with you is sexual? Anytime a man leads with sex, that ain't it. So ladies, be aware. Even men, let me say this: if you trying not to you trying to be respectful, and she just like, why you ain't trying to? Is you? That might not be for you either. Because there's some women out here, they want to trap you. It's a trap. Have you gone? Have you marrying the wrong woman? And then you messed up too. So it goes both ways. It ain't no perspective of person. These demons, they don't care. They want control of the human suit. That's why he mad, because you made in the image of the Most High God. You got God's DNA running through your body, so they jealous. And they want control of this human suit. You are a spiritual being having a physical experience. So you have to be control over this suit. You got to be careful of what you do, unknowingly and knowingly. You got to try to know as much as you can about the Most High God and move right. Period, point blank. That's just what it is. That's for me. That's for you. That's for us all. He don't care. He coming. It's coming quickly and rapidly. And so I think that's why time is at hand. Again, Jezebel is a controlling spirit. Counteract as controlling outcomes in life. Worketh, controlling the outcomes in life. So again, you be hurt. You want to control everything. She like, yep, I got you with that. I'm here to help. She's creep right on in that thing. And before you know it, you're crazy. Running crazy. Leviathan is the pride. Sons of pride. Pride is present when it comes to self-preservation. You want to preserve yourself. I did it. I'm shameful. I don't want nobody to know. So I'm going to keep my ego. I need to preserve my image. You know, at all costs. If that means I got to take a couple people out to keep my image intact. Leviathan. And Leviathan is something else. Yes, Leviathan is dangerous. It's dangerous. So, yeah. To safeguard being hurt or used, dealing with authority. You don't like authority. You got a problem with people telling you what to do, or even if your woman give you some good advice, you can't take it. But you will hear from something wrong. Like, that's the person you chose to be with. You trust. So, especially to have your children, if they got children, so you can't trust them to tell you anything. Or likewise, can't trust him to tell you nothing positive or good or beneficial. It's a problem. Having shame or guilt for something you have done and trying to cover it up is connected to pride. Leviathan. Okay. So I am literally at my hour with you guys. I'm probably a little over. Yep, 4 minutes, but that's okay. Go back and watch the live if you missed anything on this live. I know I dropped some nuggets up in here. Thank y'all for letting me know that some of y'all said thank you for the ministry tonight. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you for all of you that chimed in and let me know y'all was watching. I appreciate it. Share the live. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. But again, we want to make sure that every time the devil is exposing something in these last hours, that we are paying close attention to what is being shown to us. because God is trying to wake up his people slowly but surely. It's happening. We have to get in tune with our star player, know what your voids are, so that you don't let the evil ones creep in and take over your human suit through your void and wreak havoc in your life. Have you making poor choices and poor decisions with life mates and financials and whatnot, things that is detrimental to our life. We have the control, we have the power to control our individual selves and the outcomes of which we want. You have the power to do that. You have the power to do that. It is so amazing that the energy that we possess, that we just don't really use through the aid of the Holy Spirit. So I want to leave you with that. Make sure you fill your voids with the aid of the Holy Spirit. Let God fill your voids. I'm sorry, not you fill them, but let God fill your voids. Be in tune with your voice so that you can go to God in prayer and say, Lord, fill the void in my heart. Fill the voids in my life so that I don't make poor decisions, so I don't seek it for myself. And if you're out here filling your voids with sinful behavior, ask and pray that he come and help you stop. When you start to hate sin, when you start to love God enough, you wouldn't want to break his heart. So you'll start cleaning up. Okay? So love on him more. Love on him enough, because he loves you more than anything. And his hand is extended for you to grab it and hold on to it and do him and live in righteousness. And yes, it's tough, but it's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade him for the world. I just wouldn't. So fill your voids. Find out what your voids is. Let God fill your voids. Find out what they are. Get in tune with your star player. Don't you fill them. Let him fill them for you. If you've been filling them, stop. Let him fill them for you, okay? Let's get on this righteous and do better and get better in this short time frame that we have. I love y'all so much. Shalom. And I hope you guys have an awesome night. It has been a pleasure as always. And I hope that I left some gems that really turned on some lights for some people. I try to share with you guys what I know. And again, when I find something that is enlightening that we all can connect with, I'm going to come with the come. And again, the whole Diddy thing, my prayers is with everybody involved, even all the victims, and I hope that those who need vindication felt some form of vindication. And I pray that, hey, we all get it right. He gets it right, and we all get it right, because he is the God of the villain as well as the victim. So we want to be prayerful and deliver grace and mercy that we bask in to others. So those are my nuggets I'm gonna leave y'all with tonight, because they slapped me upside the head, and I'm like, okay, I see you, God. And so I'm gonna share that with you. It's gonna lighten your load. It's gonna open up the windows of heaven when you able to forgive without nothing, no hoops, no loops, nobody have to go through. It's just giving freely, just like you're basking in the glory and grace and mercy of the Most High God. I love you all. Have a good night. I'll catch y'all on the next one.